Hi, my name is Jazib. In my country, there is corruption, especially in schools and universities. My parents were worried about the quality of education and the style of life, which I was going to get after finishing my high school. So they decided it should be better to leave and come to Finland. Walking around a new school alone, looking at people that don't understand my native language, feeling like an alien. This is what I recall from the first day of school in Finland. I was forced by my parents to join a preparatory class for migrant children in one of the local secondary schools in order to learn Finnish. I was told that this would help me to integrate faster and continue my studies in Finland. One thing that I wasn't aware of from the very beginning of my integration journey was the discrimination I will experience for the next 2.5 years, which will come from the representatives of the host society. In the preparatory class, I was told from the beginning that I should know my place. My Finnish language teachers told me, "You are a migrant, and it is unlikely that you will end up in a good Finnish high school. Your place is in a vocational school where people work with their hands more than their brain." I was shocked, by the way. My Finnish teachers thought of me that low. About their assumption of my intelligence and what I was capable of based on my background. I was shattered. In 2 years of my schooling in Finland, I truly understood how Finns see people of my nationality. My Finnish classmates would not talk to me because they thought that my Finnish language skills were too low and not good enough for them. They would make sure they keep a reasonable distance while passing by me in the halls of the school. I would sometimes hear them say that my nationality and native language are dirty, inferior to theirs. They would tell me to shut up when I spoke my native language in front of them. All of this led to alienization and studying in Finnish language for hours every day just to prove them wrong. Just to prove that I have worth and I'm capable of doing the same thing as everybody else can. Just to prove I wasn't another migrant. Eventually, I made it to the best high school in the local town. After all the discrimination I have experienced, despite people telling me I can't do it. However, my story is not the story of every migrant that got continuously discouraged. Most of the people who have experienced the same thing just gave up. Gave into the idea of being intellectually inferior. That's my story. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jessica. Finland for me was all about the picture I used to see printed on the Nokia phone covers. Snow hat, snow houses, and polar bears. I had the opportunity to either come to Finland or choose Germany. I ended up voting for the land of lakes. My analysis for the decision included the following reasons. 1, I wanted to explore Nordics. 2, one of the safest, if not the safest country on earth. 3, last but not least, English is the common language among young Finns. I still remember the day my plane landed in Helsinki, 15th of August. Helsinki airport gives you such a vibrant and colorful feeling. Tampere was my destination and spring was on its heavenly peak. Fast track to January and I didn't know what struck me. My life changes from vibrant and colorful to dull and depressed, just like Finnish winters. Gelling into society seemed harder than I thought. I thought I will come and conquer Finland with my extraordinary English and communication skills. As it turned out, things were not that straightforward. I felt like someone made me fall from the sky to the earth. I am a theater and music enthusiast, and my love for storytelling and public speaking made me an ideal candidate to fail in this society. During my first year in Finland, people said I won't be able to design Finnish theater musicals as they are run by old Finns and made for old Finns. So hiring an English-speaking designer is next to impossible. For as my communication career, I was told to focus on technical skills as my presentation and storytelling skills won't save me as an international. Fast forward to 4 years, and I have achieved almost everything I was told I wouldn't be able to. I have life-saving Finnish friends who care about me. I had my best working time designing a musical for Pori Theatre, who never had hired an international designer before. I'm not saying I never faced times where I felt bad and frustrated by how I was seen by some Finns, but that might be because they never had any interaction with an international before. If I compare such moments with what Finland gave me, I must say those are forgettable without a shadow of a doubt. And I always say Finnish people can be your best friends, even though it's hard to make them your friends in the first place. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valeria, and this is my story. I have grown up in my home country, being ambitious and active. I got a good education there and learned music. I worked as a chemical engineer in one of the companies in the capital city. When a political conflict started in my home country, I followed my brother to Finland and applied for asylum. I didn't know how living in Finland will be like. I even thought that Finns look like Asians at the very beginning of my journey. I stayed more than a year in a recipient center. There I felt very happy and excited. I was able to communicate with Finnish people using my English language skills and found a lot of new friends. I also got to know many artists, most of them from Tampere and Helsinki. I got 2 guitars from the artists I met. They helped me a lot in my journey, so I did the same for them. After surviving through the first awful winter in Finland, I got introduced to the Finnish summer. That's when I saw a lot of people being happy here. I started studying Finnish language during that time and practicing music harder and harder, learning new songs and flamenco music. I managed to establish a band in Tampere, and I was playing in a band in Helsinki as well at the time. I spent the summer traveling around Finland doing gigs. Back then I didn't have Finnish ID card, which made my movings around Finland quite difficult. After 1 year, I got my first negative decision from the migration office, which made me very disappointed. I lost my passion for everything I used to do in this country, but I was still working hard. I kept going. Finally, I got the Finnish ID card, which took me 2.5 years of waiting. Here I am now studying at a Finnish school with Finnish friends and playing music for them. From the outside perspective, it might sound okay, but when I'm not at school, I feel lonely, ignored, and avoided by people. I don't feel happy or excited anymore. This is due to the discrimination I face on a daily basis on the streets of Finland because of the way I look, move, and talk. I just wish people would stop stereotyping me based on their misconceptions about my culture and what they see in the media. I wish they could understand how political conflict can affect people and their life stories. I hope that the discrimination in this country can be reduced by compassion and understanding of other people's cultural backgrounds.
I've been living in Finland about 16 years now. I consider Finland or Tampere at least to be my home. I lived longer here than anywhere else in my life. I mean, my family, work and home are here. Living in Finland was challenging in the beginning. I mean, the weather, language, people, culture were new to me and very different. Discrimination is a big part of a foreigner's life in Finland. And especially when you look like me and having my skin color, it is something you learn to live with, fight it or accept it. I decided to fight discrimination from day one. Discrimination rampant at workplace. Discrimination at work is not direct. People don't insult you or call you names, but they just behave in a certain manner. Like, they won't answer you back if you say hi in the morning. They will just get surprised of a good job done. Not because it is good, but because it is good and it has been done by you. These prejudices still exist in our work environment today, whereby many are not even being considered for job position because of their foreign background. These discrimination are also visible in other places. For example, when you rent a house, buying something from shop, you are often treated differently. But there are not only bad sides of Finland, there are also good sides, but that is not the topic of today. I mean, the most important part here is that we shouldn't let racism or discrimination hold us back, because then we miss all the other good things in Finland. People with prejudice will expect you not to be good because of where are you from or your skin color, but what you want for yourself is what matters the most. Discrimination is also very much linked with how you project yourself. I've lived in this country for about 16 years. I integrated the society, learned to speak the language. The image I give to people also make them decide if they discriminate or not on me. It is not only the fact for discrimination, but it helps. It will be a different situation if I've lived in this country for 16 years and I didn't get a job, which won't be probably my fault, or I couldn't speak the language, which is kinda my responsibility. It is still hard sometimes to live with this constant knowledge or reminder that you don't belong in here, even though you are actually needed here. I can understand that people feel frustrated about discrimination. So I think people, especially Finns, need to understand the effects of this on themselves, on other people, on the society in general. Discrimination is making people's life really a hell. So I think we need to stand up against hate speech, racism and discrimination in Finland.